Greetings everyone, welcome aboard. Joseph James, SchoolTrade.com. It's July 21st, 2010. We're halfway through the month of July, about halfway through the month of the summer, guys. I'll tell you guys, we're not used to making all this money in the summertime, but I will definitely take it. We had another great day in the room this morning. Before we talk about the trades we took today, though, guys, I want to remind you, if you're watching this video on the blog right now, there are 4 important components here, guys. Use the search box up in the upper right-hand corner. You want to know more about trend lines, want to know more about double tops and double bottoms. What about our new auto levels indicator? Guys, use that search box to search for different topics there. And then don't forget, there's always somebody standing by 24/7 to help you guys out. Second thing down there, guys, click on that lovely lady's face. We've got someone standing by for live support. Right below that, you'll see our YouTube page, our Facebook page, right? Follow us on our social media. But the most important thing is, guys, in the lower right-hand corner, you'll see the follow button. We are posting new articles, new videos, new live trade calls. If you're with us in the room this morning, we called 2 live trades and we posted them right here on the blog. And guys, if you weren't following the blog, you probably came in a little bit late for it. So follow the blog. That way you've always got instant updates whenever a new article gets posted, whenever a new video goes on, or whenever we have a live trade call. And both of those were nice big winning trades earlier on this morning. So make sure you guys follow the blog. Let's see here. 2, 4, 6, 7 total trades. Now, guys, one thing stands out to me right here. You'll notice we only got the first targets filled with 6 out of these 7 total trades today, guys. So that tells me right away here, choppy, slow, indecisive, right? What we call lack of follow through. We're seeing the moves develop, but it's almost like the first time you jump into a cold pool, right? No, you go first. No, please, you go first, right? That's kind of how it felt today in the market. We had lots of people that wanted to get into the pool, but when it came into actually jumping in, right, it was, maybe I'll wait and see what happens later. Now, of course, we had news event today at 2 o'clock. Okay, we had Big Ben Bernanke speaking at 2 o'clock today on financial regulations, so they may have been waiting for that. But that was one thing that we saw right away this morning was we didn't get the follow-through. As you can see, our second target did not get filled here until 11:40 this morning. But you know what, though, guys? As always, just like we did yesterday, we had the biggest day of the year yesterday, and here we are today following up with another $1,000 day, another 95 ticks. And, guys, again, what makes us really confident is when we go through the motions, we follow our rules, we don't do anything out of the ordinary, right? We're not looking at fancy indicators. We're not trying to do too much. We're not over trading. We're not trying to get too much out of a trade, guys. We're conservatively trading these markets, and we make money every single day. Now, a lot of our members right now are having great success on the Fast Track program. If you're a trial guest right now, guys, come out and join us tomorrow morning, and we'll talk more about the Fast Track program, which is helping a lot of brand new traders right now streamline their trading method and get them off to the races and get them making money. Right? It's called the Fast Track program. So 95 ticks, that brings our weekly total to 3,400 USD, 17,000 and change the month, and just shy of 90,000 for the year here, guys. Now, what's the most important thing that happened today? Well, we didn't have much news today to worry about. We had, of course, a Wednesday, so we had, crude inventories at 10:30 today. But other than that, though, it was the middle of the week, the middle of the month, kind of the middle of the summer right now. This is what we call those dog days of summer here starting to settle in, where people are a little bit less likely to be waking up early and watching the markets. So that's why we see a little bit less volume in the summertime. Of course, today, though, we knew well ahead of time. We had Ben Bernanke at 2 o'clock today, so a lot of people were waiting for that. We had the dollar going sideways, then the dollar broke out at about 8 o'clock, and then it went sideways again right when I was trying to get some gold trades taken. We had the crude at the highs. We had gold in transition. Lots of stuff going on here right now. Now, I took some great notes today. If you guys were with us in the room this morning, we talked about a couple things. Now, the first thing was on gold. Now, I want you guys to understand here real quick. We're always going to compare the trading range from one day to the next. So here's the trading range from one day to the next. Now, on my left side here, you can see this is a 13 range chart. So this is about a 5-minute chart. And what I want you guys to focus on here is look at the size of the range on Tuesday, and then look at the size of the range today on Wednesday. Okay, so we're from 98 to 87. So, we're talking about 100 ticks here today. And then yesterday, we're from 93 down to 75. Look at this, 93 down to 75. Well, of course, 93 to 73, right? That would be 200 ticks. So we're at least 200 ticks here. So we are twice the size as we are today. Now, guys, we talked about candlestick patterns today. If you go to the blog right now, under Trade Room Resources, you're going to see a link for candlestick patterns. Guys, I want you to watch that video. Go to the blog, sidewaysmarkets.com, or click the link right below the video. Okay, click the link right below the video. Go to Trade Room Resources and watch the video on candlestick patterns. Now, guys, we know when it comes to candlestick patterns, right, we know the larger the candle, right, the stronger the price action. Right? So we know here, of course, this candle here, right, might be 10 ticks wide. This candle here may only be 3 ticks wide. Now, very important, guys, when I see a 3 tick wide candle like that, that tells me now the market is consolidating, and therefore I want to be very careful. Now, what we want to wait for is what we call an engulfing candle. And an engulfing candle will be a sign of a breakout. And an engulfing candle will be this big, big candle here, which will show really strong price action. But the key is going to be, right, it's above, right, and below, right, it breaks out. All right, guys? So on the gold here, back over to my 13 range chart here, we see we have half the range today that we had yesterday. Okay, now that tells me be careful. Okay, today is going to be a rocky ride. But guys, it didn't get any better than that. It didn't get any better here. Now let's move to the right side. On the right side here, this is where we really kind of put the nail in the coffin for gold today. We noticed, of course, we were right inside of what we call our trigger zone. Now, our trigger zone, guys, just to give you some feedback here, our trigger zone here, what it's going to do is we're going to look for, in this case, it was a big move down, and then we're going to come in and we're going to apply our trigger zone tool, and it will apply our trigger zone. Well, guys, what we know about this is if we get up inside this zone, this is a transitional area. We expect price to chop around inside that zone. Now, if the zone is wide enough, I'll buy the lows of this zone, right, and hold it all the way to the top, right? So I can buy the low here and then take profit here, okay, because it's going to rattle around inside of the zone here. Now, while we're inside that zone, though, this is where things start to get a little bit hairy here. If I break to the downside, the sellers are in control. If I break to the upside, the buyers are in control. So while I'm sitting here now inside of this zone, I also notice we're trading with a very tight trading range compared to yesterday. And so this basically tells us now where we were at the open on gold was not going to be where we needed to be to take trades today. Okay, so this basically kind of disqualified gold until we get above, in this case, right, above the 98 or below the 92. All right, guys, now come out tomorrow, come attend some of our training sessions, and we'll talk to you guys more about how we use the wave indicator, our trigger zones to determine this. But that was the first thing we saw here on gold. All right, but the party kept getting better. Watch what happened on crude. Now, this is where we begin to make money. Now, guys, you know my attitude, right? Don't give me a bunch of definitions. I don't care what the coulda, shoulda, wouldas are, right? Hindsight, end of day, is all fine and dandy. But show me, Joe, how to make money right now. How do I make money with this, Joe? Okay, I don't care about definitions. How do I make money? Let's talk making money. Now, on crude. Now, what do we see here on crude? What do you guys see? Here we are. Where are we? We're at the top of the range. Now, guys, you guys know this, right? We made a killing yesterday doing this. We come up, we sell the highs. We come down, we buy the lows, right? We don't buy the highs. We expect price to fold. We don't buy the lows, right? We expect those sellers, right? I'm sorry, we don't sell the lows. We expect those buyers to provide support. So the basic fundamentals are when you see a sideways range like you're seeing here on crude, we sell the highs and we buy the lows, right? Simple as that. So now we know a little bit more about the structure. But here's where we got the first clue. And this made it real easy for us, guys, didn't it? It almost was like cheating this morning. It was almost like reading the minds, kind of getting behind the scenes. Because here's what we saw. We already know, right, the crude is at the high of day. Right, high of day, right, double top, whatever you want to call it. Right, the top of the range. Then what do we see here? We see crude oil, the speed is rising. Right, so speed is increasing, right? Wonderful. So we see speed increasing. Now, that would normally be a sign of things to come, right? We should be buying now